We're just crossing the equator now. The equator is said to be, this is the, as you know, the imaginary line, and it is said to be the center of the earth. Also be the hottest part of the earth.
That, 3 times.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. You just press it and then you hear.
Yeah, something to that.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Now we've arrived at the school. And the school was set up here by a man who is retired from Vancouver. And this is the actual school. It's not very big.
Go inside the little barn and come out.
But he's put in a lot of work into this place. The banana trees that you see here, he's planted himself. See if I can zoom in on the banana here. Ah, here we go. Yeah. And the bananas here are very different. They're very, very small. And shortly he's going to give us a tour of the rest of the grounds.
When the government starts helping you, but they haven't started helping us yet. But Harambee schools are common in Kenya. More than half the students go to Harambee schools. I wouldn't say that this is a typical Harambee school now. Usually they are smaller than this and poorer. But, you know, we've come some distance here and we are really ready to be taken over when the government is prepared to take us over. My teachers here, teachers in Harambee schools they call them UT, untrained teachers. They are the students who have finished high school, they have passed, they are ready to go to college or university. But there's a waiting period of more than a year before they can go. They wait for the results, then they have to look for a job. They may be lucky and get a job, usually teaching in school. After that, they now have to do the National Youth Service in Kenya, which was started last year. It is like a stint in the army. They do marching up and down and so on to instill discipline, so they don't go on strike when they go to the university like they used to do. So we don't know yet if it's going to work, but the first ones are still at university and they haven't gone on strike yet, so maybe it does work. Now these are the people we have, and we usually have them for just 1 year. You can't expect to have them more than a year and a term. The people that I had last year, many of them would like to stay on here until they are called to National Youth Service or to college. But that's in April. Now, I don't want to take teachers who will teach for the first 3 months and then I have to replace them, because at that time of the year it's very hard to replace. Right now I can make a good choice. So I hire them and they are with me for 1 year and then they are gone. The tree there. And the one over there, the low one over there, and that was all the teachers' houses. And the 2 classroom blocks that are built in that was the school, and there were 90 students, and there was no development. You know, it had gone up a bit and fallen down. The school has been in existence now for nearly 20 years, and it hasn't made in that time, it didn't get going because people don't have much faith in Harambee schools. And if the students don't bring their fees, you close the schools. You have no other money to pay teachers, so you just tell them to go home and send the teachers away, and that's it. They refer to them as seasonal schools. But we're not in that position now. We have 300 students now. We have got 4 streams in Form 2. The government has changed the system. Form 1, 2, 3, and 4 was the secondary school. And the primary, this is the primary school over there, across the road. And they went up to standard 7. But this year, the government decided that they'll have standard 8 in all primary schools. So the secondary schools don't get any intake. We just have to keep going with the ones we have for another year. And that is very serious for Harambee schools, because they depend on the Form 1. But we were lucky, we were able to get a lot of Form 1 students last year. We usually take in 2 classes. We took in 4 classes. And they stayed with us, so I think we'll have enough money to keep us going until these people come again the following year to us. Now, all the buildings have to be put up by money that we can raise. And normally this is done through Harambee, to invite some rich person from Nairobi to come, a politician if possible, a minister or an assistant minister, and they are supposed to bring a lot of money, and they're supposed to bring friends who will bring a lot of money. But it doesn't always work that way. Unless your local MP is wanting to help you, then you don't get money that way. And we've got about the worst local MP, and although I'm not supposed to talk politics, in Kenya. It doesn't help at all. We had one Harambee and it was not very good. We have a building fee. We charge the student 100 shillings a year. That's $10 a year, roughly. And we use that to build. But I get a lot of money from overseas. Started little by little from friends in Canada, and then friends of friends. Other teachers come from overseas, they get excited about the school, they write to their friends and they send money and so on. Now, at first, when the money came, I would designate it, oh, we want a teacher's house, we want to build latrines, we want to put a new roof on that building and so on. I would designate it like that. After I was here for a year, I had to go on a leave because I had got very sick with malaria and some other things. And when I was away, the money that I had left that way was all spent on other things. So I thought, well, in the future I'm going to do it a different way. And all money that I am given from overseas, well, at least 90% of it, goes to scholarships. We, students who, the education system is very selective here. You have to pass government exams to get into the next step. Now less than half, only about a third of students who go to primary school come to secondary school. And also, they don't get to secondary school unless they have money to pay the fees. So the very top students in the government exam for primary schools get taken to what are called national schools. They are located perhaps one here, one in Eldoret, one in Truro, Nairobi, and so on. But they take students from all over the country who have the very top marks. But if these students don't have fees, they stay at home. So that was my plan. School starts in January. By the middle or towards the end of January, all students who are going to school have gone to school. All those who are at home because if they have passed, they don't have money. So I inquired through primary schools, who are the students that you had last year? Top students, you know, they go by points. The maximum point is 36 points. And anything over 30 points are always taken to top government schools. Are there any of the students, I would say, to the primary school heads who got over 30 points and they're still at home? Yes, so I was given their names. And then I would ask them to come for an interview, and I would offer them scholarships based on the money I had received from overseas. Now, the students were here. If I left and somebody else came, the students were still here. They were getting the benefit of it. And the money was, I had left it in the bank perhaps, and they could be spent on something else. But at least it was spent first on the students. You see, if money comes for a scholarship, it does double duty. It brings the student to the school, and then, sure, you have to feed the students, you have to give them books and so on, but when there's a lot of students concerned, there's money left over for the running of the school, and that's what helps us to put up buildings. Now, plaster it and smooth it using cow dung, which is very good building material. You mix cow dung and soil, and it makes a nice smooth plaster. And then you whitewash it, and it's just like cement. So, that's just a very small one-room house. You'll see all of these. I've opened them so that you can see them. That is a teacher's house with a bedroom, a sitting room, a kitchen, and a shower room. And the next one is a small, what we call permanent house. I built that one in 1980. It was the first house I built directly in here, a one-bedroom house. Then 3 years ago, this was the first major building, this duplex over there. And it's quite a good house. The next one, again, is one of the old houses originally here. The next one you'll see has a grass roof, and that will be interesting to you because you'll see it's still under construction. You'll see how it is being built. Then down there is another